What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Mike Check Podcast. This is T Word, the People's Champ. Thanks for tapping in. Today, we're talking about Terence Crawford and Errol Spence and the pay-per-view projections that I've come up with over the last couple of days, just to get a general idea of what this type of interest is being generated for this fight. Before we get into the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate the feedback. All right, so let's jump right into it. So Terence Crawford and Errol Spence are going to tangle on July 29th for welterweight supremacy, undisputed at 147 pounds. And this fight has been much anticipated. We've gone over this for years, since basically 2018 when they both became champions officially at 147 pounds. They've been dancing around each other, eventually migrating to this moment in time where they're going to fight for all the marbles. Now, because of that makes this the biggest fight in boxing in several years, just because of the stature of both fighters, the accomplishments, the path to this point. Everything has been building up for a mega fight, akin to something you've been seeing where these fighters have been kind of doing their own thing, like Mayweather and Pacquiao, even fighting, each other's opponents or whatever. So you see some similarities. The difference is the popularity isn't exactly there. So you knew that Maypac was going to sell like crazy. Even the fact that they delayed the ticket sales because there was questions about the arena, things like that, you still knew that thing was going to sell out, and you knew the pay-per-view would do crazy numbers. And, the truth is it did historic numbers. Now, for Spence Crawford, I believe that the peak of interest was in 2022. So at that point, I was thinking like, man, they could probably get to 1.5 million if they go ahead and get their ass in the ring right now. So if they were able to fight November of last year, there's no doubt in my mind that these guys would have approached the 2 million mark. I'm talking like anywhere from 1.5 to 1.9, because people that don't even really watch boxing were reaching out to me like, well, who you got? Like, y'all already know who I got. You know what I'm saying? But these people were coming out of the woodworks. The next time I saw something similar to that type of buzz was Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia. People that knew I love boxing but don't really follow boxing themselves, they were asking about that fight. That interest in Spence Crawford has significantly declined, and I think that changes the potential for these numbers. So, well, I had it at 1.5 to 1.8 or 9 with 2 million as a ceiling. At this point, I see 1 million as a ceiling. I just don't see this fight reaching past that. Even with the proper promotion, I just don't think that the buzz is there anymore. Now, I did some rough math, and I'm projecting 700 to 800,000 in sales, and I'm thinking that the pay-per-view is going to run about $85, just like the Gervonta Davis Ryan Garcia fight. If you were to do $85 with 800,000 pay-per-views, that's going to put you at $68 million. Now, it's reported that both fighters are getting 8-figure contracts, 8-figure guarantees, meaning you're looking at roughly 10 million minimum per person, right? So that's 20 million off the top. And then you have to cover all the other expenses associated with the fight, including the undercard. So if you take the 20 million off that 68, you're still left with 48 million. The networks and all the other people in the background are going to get their money, and then the fighters will split the rest. Because I think this fight really has the potential to do well over 500,000, I think that's why the people who are putting the money up, the promoters, etc., were willing to take that risk, because they know this fight's going to sell well. It just won't be amazing like they initially had. And I think that there was a last minute rush. Excuse me, guys. There was a last minute rush to get this fight done because they felt it cooling off too much. It's like those coals in your grill. You get that last run of chicken or that last batch of burgers on there or whatever you putting on your grill, because you can see the coals are starting to get that little extra gray ash on them, and you see them, the ember is just burning down a little bit too much for you to cook on it. That's kind of where they were at with this fight, and I think that they took this opportunity to get it done. Both fighters recognized the potential when they saw what Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia did, and they knew they'd missed that window, and if they waited any longer, that window would close completely, and nobody would care about this fight. Even the buzz from fans leading into when we first heard they were back in negotiations, everybody's like, man, I gotta see them touch gloves before I believe it. But as soon as that official announcement came out, it was verified against additional channels, we all of a sudden saw the buzz come back. It's just not as strong as it was. Now, I say all that, and the one thing I can't account for is the week before fight week starts. If the promotion is anything like it's been for previous Spence fights, I could be proven wrong and this fight could top 1 million. I just don't know, but I'm very interested to see how it does. Do you guys have a projection right now? Let's do some ranges. Go ahead and drop it in the comments. Do you think it's going to do less than 300,000? Do you think it's going to do between 300 to 600? Would you say 600 to 800? Or do you believe this fight will top 1 million? Would love to get your thoughts. This has been T for the Mic Check Podcast. Until next time, I'm out. Peace, fight fam.